Incremental greetings. Today I want to share with you what I think is an overlooked, not necessarily a bug. So let me show you one real example. I'm using a backup of my collection. So if I go to the workload, calendar, and to the graph, and then repetitions plot, I have some outliers, right? It's, oh, what happened that day? May 31st. I did 1,506 repetitions. How is that possible? There are too many repetitions. Well, I know, I remember. It was mostly from the English collection. But if I don't remember, I can actually look on daily. Look for this date, May 31st, 1,506. So I did no topic repetitions. I only did outstanding items. Good to know. So if I click, I get the browser with the elements of that date. What I think SuperMemo is doing is that it's feeding the list from the element numbers that are registered. That day I did those element numbers. But it's off. First, I notice deleted elements. Okay, makes sense. I have deleted items as well in my collection, especially mostly at the beginning. Makes sense. I can understand that. Second, I have pending elements. Okay, perhaps I did one repetition and then I put forget on all of the brands, something like that, which I actually did, but that's not the case. Let me look at the first one. That is from the English collection. If I go to the repetition history, it's blanked. I never have seen this element. Why, according to SuperMemo, I did one repetition of this element that happens to be an item on May 31st. That doesn't add up. It's impossible. It's not registered. And I never erased repetition history in my life. How is that possible? But let me sort here by type. Wait a second. Those are Chinese topics. I imported these from an XML file I generated. And I imported these on September 11. How is that possible? How can I have done one repetition of this element that now happens to be a topic if I did no single topic repetitions whatsoever? It's zero. There should be no topics here at all. Why are topics here? That's one odd thing. Second, this is generated after that day. I imported this on September, not in May. How is that possible? I did one repetition of an element that didn't exist back then. And also it's a topic, and I did no topic repetitions this day. That is why I chose this day. First, there are many elements. Second, I know most of them will be English. And third, I know there are no topics. So it's easy to elucidate what I'm trying to convey. And I think that is just a hypothesis. I'm speculating. And this is by the element number. So what SuperMemo is doing, I think, just feeding, oh, this day you did those element numbers. But what happens is that if I delete elements in my collection, those element numbers become vacant. So if I import more stuff or I make extracts, anything that will generate a new element in my collection, sometimes it's reusing those vacant element numbers, and sometimes you get new element numbers. Nice. And on top of that, to see the counts, because I'm using a backup, not my collection, so I want to make sure I know the counts. So if I go to all, my entire collection, I have 130,099 elements. This is my entire collection. Nice. And if I go to priority queue, I get the same count. But if you notice, if I click, now you will see briefly the count here, look. 149,400. I will do it again. Look. How is that possible? Why am I not getting the same count here? What I did is I ran repair collection with verify file space. I did this so I can show you it right away. And look at that. Those are the counts I just showed to you. First is why the counts in the element info and in the contents is this, 149,400. And in the priority queue, which, by the way, here I also have the pending elements. I have a lesser amount of elements. Are those elements deleted? I guess. But I deleted more elements than that because I merged and split the English collection. So I will have erased more than 100,000 elements by now, just with the English collection. And now what I will do, now that I know the counts, if I go everything, let me go sort by this. Okay, so I just make this shorter because there's private stuff here. So here I have one duplicate item that I did for one video. And look at the element number. It's not 400, but -2. Nice. And here is from the very beginning, I think. Element number is, how is that possible? I didn't import my English collection. It is from the English collection. How is that the element number 16? If I imported the first time when I was like 1 month in, something like that. This is confirming my hypothesis. It's now when I will import an XML file with a few hundred or thousand of items. And you will know that, for instance, element number 25 is not here, 28, and so on. So I don't know why SuperMemo is actually reusing vacant element numbers, but it's also getting new. So I don't know how it's deciding that, but let's compare this. So now what I will do is import a dummy file. I will import Mandarin. No, shortcuts, it will be easier. It's just 100. Okay, let me import. It's because Chinese have files, some files, so it will be so slow. Let's say Norwegian. Okay, 1,000 something. That will do. So now let's go to contents. Norwegian language, here it is. I open this on the browser. And look, the element numbers. Now I sort. That is what I was expecting. Those are created new. I had 140 something thousand. This is greater. So those are created new. But if I sort again to get the lowest, look at that, 18. 1,000 something. For whatever reason, SuperMemo, it's reusing vacant element numbers that I deleted those items. And here you can tell it's all consecutive numbers. I think up to here. Notice, I think perhaps it's related, but when I imported the concept of the XML file with this Norwegian language, then I get all numbers consecutively. All of these are new. For whatever reason, I get random. Now, if I go again and select all the collection and I sort, I will still have, let me sort again, I will still have vacants like 25. Why the number 25 was not fed on SuperMemo to occupy the vacant, and it went with hundreds or 1,000 already? I don't know. So I want to report this. I think this is done on purpose for performance reasons. I don't know. So what happens is that if I delete a staff that with incremental reading you will do, and I import new stuff later on, I will be reusing element numbers. And this will lead the calendar. The more to the past I go, the less likely the elements will be genuine, in the sense that will represent the actual elements that I did. For instance, if I go to the first day ever, let's do this, element number. That's actually impossible. How is that I imported this on September and is on the list of the very first day of this collection? And you can know what I did because it's on YouTube, the session I did with Raj, and you are guaranteed I didn't have this element on my collection. So I'm pretty sure it's reusing this. Now the question is why? For performance reasons. And second, I would like to have an option to toggle this off and on. So the user can have the option to not reuse element numbers. So I'm certain that if I go to the any day in the past in the calendar, I will get genuine elements. I don't mind if I have deleted elements and it shows me, I don't know if I will get one of those. Yeah, like this. That's actually, I want this. I did one repetition from something I deleted. Okay. But I don't want to reuse this. This means that the element number will be increasingly higher and higher. And if I delete that item, it will never be reused. That will be reserved. So nothing more to add. I don't know how to phrase this as a bug report, as a feature request, or just an observation. I hope this has been useful. If you have any question that I take something for granted because I know very well what I did with my collection, so perhaps you as a third person, you don't know what I did, why I have these good counts, and so on, please ask on the SuperMemopedia page, and I will reply myself. See you next time.